think one of the big challenges is to be hardware agnostic, because we find very few greenfield projects. Normally, you find a city that is already there, and you need to connect all of these systems in one platform. This means that we need to have hardware agnostic to be able to connect to all of them without any problem, to support all the standards and protocols in order to be able to connect to this central control room. This is, I think, one of the biggest. The second, perhaps, is what I told you before, that is this silos approach that is typical in the infrastructure organization, where they look for a solution for their own problem. That means that the water guys goes to look for the water solution, but they don't care about the traffic solution or the tunnel solution. And this is something that is something that we need to push these customers to change a little bit their mind in order to be more holistic vision and to start to work with these solutions in this direction, in this horizontal direction. I think those are the biggest challenge that we find when we are looking for these kind of projects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say that also that when we have all connected, also is how we get this knowledge from these silos, how we get this key information, and how we can get this knowledge to the central system. Okay, how we can provide model type of systems so customers can model this information, can understand this information, and can subtract this key information from the different silos and modelize in their system so they can understand and they can play with this information in a very easy way. So I think that's the next challenge, how we can get this knowledge from the systems and put this knowledge into our system and modelize this system, being by controlling your assets or being like having workflows that can also create a standard processes on how I can manage this knowledge and how can I manage this talent that I have in the automation system.
And to go one level up beyond that is the decision on where to put this platform. Where do I put it? I can't put my infrastructure platform in the water treatment facility. It just doesn't make any sense, right? So you have to develop and nurture the vision of the systems approach. And we've had many situations, many scenarios where our visionaries within large cities are the CIOs and the CTOs of cities that control the IT infrastructure. And merging OT systems or operational technology systems in with information technology systems is sometimes a challenge. It's sometimes a challenge. Let's just put it that way. So to have the proper vision set within city leadership is problem number one. Where am I going to put this thing? And most cities have data centers, right? So if we apply our infrastructure technology in the city's data centers and then connect all of the siloed systems up into the city IT infrastructure, secure it, cyber secure it, make sure that we prevent intrusion. What we've essentially done is we've created an intranet for our infrastructure. That is the key, having the right visionary, the right decision maker with the vision to say, look, we're going to control all of this information from one single location. It just doesn't make sense to put it in a silo. So where are we going to put it is one of the big challenges. And that's the conversations that we have with reference to infrastructure and smart cities. A silo is easy, just put it here, right? So we have to have that IT-OT collaboration in order to achieve our goals.
In fact, so many times we finish a smart city approach connecting the silos that they already did in the past.
That's right.
Because they find that they have a solution for water, a solution for traffic, but they don't have this completely picture. And it's this kind of things that sometimes we need to put a platform on top in order to connect all those silos.
Well, you don't sell a smart city, right? A smart city is an idea. You just can't walk into the city and say, you want to buy a smart city, right? You have to start somewhere with something. And typically what we're finding is that smart city initiatives, infrastructure initiatives start with the biggest expenditure. And typically the biggest expenditure is?
Which one?
Yeah, you pick one.
Water, for example.
Water. Buildings, the energy consumption in a building, right? And the exercise there was sometimes it's different. Sometimes a city doesn't have any problem with energy consumption in a building because it's a very temperate climate and not a lot of humidity. You just roll the windows down and you're good to go. But the cost of pumping water may be the single biggest expenditure. So you have to start with where their problem is. Convince them that there's a subset of information that exists within that silo that we can leverage to help you make better decisions about that expenditure and how to improve it and become more efficient with it. And then you start with the next biggest. Is traffic a problem for you? Is airport, whatever, is that a problem with you? And you go from there. So infrastructure starts holistically by tying one silo into a platform and then continuing to build upon that vision of moving from silo to silo to silo to make better decisions for whatever reasons the city may feel is important to them.
It's a journey, and I know it's also interesting to see how customer also understands and is buying on this concept and starting to think on new ideas. Once he understands this, how can then I can connect to this and then do this that I'm not able to do that. And so it's a journey, and it's also funny to see how customer also understands this concept and start to bring the ideas and the business cases that enables to connect to other silos to improve operations. So it's
and when you tell an IT department, when you tell a CIO or a CTO that you don't have to buy another technology in order to achieve that result, that you can leverage the expense that you've already bought to do these things, it's one less support contract, it's one less vendor relationship that you have to manage. And there is an argument, a very strong argument for cities to consider this type of solution as a sole source proposition, which means we minimize the expense to write up a proposal, consulting fees. We just continue to show our unique value propositions and allow them to grow the system that they have. Those are intrinsic, almost intangible value propositions that we don't think about on that level, because this conversation we're having about centralization of infrastructure in smart cities is a very new and emerging conversation to have.
This is an important point. For instance, I have an example for Barcelona Airport, where before to adapt this platform, they had 20 or 30 contracts in maintenance. After our standardization and centralize it, now they have one.
Right.
And not only one, they change this supplier 3 times. That means that even is able to do several companies. That means that there are some competition that allow them to save money and to save time. And this is really important because they have less operators, less maintenance cost, less contracts, less technological needs, etc., etc.
I think that's one of the times where they feel freedom. Freedom to use our ecosystem, to use anyone. They feel, wow, now I have the control of this asset. It's my asset, I can control, and I can select from different vendors, from different integrators, from a big ecosystem that we offer. So they feel, okay, this is the right choice because I'm not stuck with one provider. I'm not stuck with these people to just manage this water system. So I can choose from a big ecosystem, so I'm the one deciding, so I can have a one maintenance contract, I can change the provider, if I like, I can stay with the provider, so they feel this freedom, and I think it's nice in this infrastructure market. If you compare with industrial market, manufacturing, they have more control of their assets, and when the infrastructure people starts to feel this freedom, it's very nice experience with them, so they feel the control of their assets and the freedom to choose what they want
without voiding a warranty or without that's those big maintenance contracts and service agreements are something that are stifling because it's a 5-year, 10-year contract and they're stuck with it.
Yeah.
They can't replace a thermostat or anything without engaging the service provider. And being able to empower themselves and take ownership of their own systems is something maybe not unique to our technology, but something that is unique in the industry.